There's a lettering to start off with. I think I have this placed on the screen just to show it to you, this Duluth section, and place the name of the font down here, Witten Condensed Black. And this is defonts.com. It's made by the artist, so here it is highlighted right here in this type. So what you have to do is try to look at everything that you know about the software right now. So it has the type, an arch type of this regular piece, a flipped image on the center there for that graphic. So I'll just set this off to the side here and take this Duluth. So I'll just use red just so it can be seen better. And once you have the type typed out, just regular, no formatting, just dragging it out. You can use Shift X to switch it to outlines if you want to. And what I'm doing is just looking at the D and the H. It's not the exact font, but it's pretty close. So just trying to type that in there. And again, as you do this, you can retype this or just make a copy of it for yourself, because you'll be coming back to using the rest of it. So Shift X just gives you the outline, placing that right into that section there. And just back to that. So that's pretty good. I'm going to take the text tool and eliminate the inside part, and just hit delete, and then just use the tab key to tab this over. And if you can see that it's not perfect, the option with the arrow key will bring the kerning right back to where you want it. So you have this gap for the rest of the type there. So here's Duluth up here. I'm going to option and make another copy of it. Take the text tool and just remove these parts. Take the pen tool, just drop it up into the front here, and kind of do the same thing. Stretch it across, see what I can take a look at with. Then if you don't have your panel up here, the control panel checked boxed, it'll give you all these options. Otherwise you just have to pull them from the menu. A little angled here, this is the arched, and it happened to be right on there. So the arc lower, you can take a look at it. And here's the bend, so I'm clicking in here so I can watch on screen to see what I think I want to have. I'll click OK, and I can see that this has to be brought down a little bit. So it makes it pretty easy, and again, it's not the exact font, but it's pretty close. So coming up to there, so I'm going to option and duplicate this again. This time just highlight the whole piece here and make sure the caps is on. And make sure it's spelled correctly. And this part. So that font, let's see, condensed black, so I'll just use that. So let's see if I have that. Yeah, within condensed black. So with this one, just kind of going into Arial, I think I can use Arial's pretty good. Bold, just shrink it down, just holding the Shift key. And again, it's just a text right there. Click on the piece, and you can see the arch. And again, just using the arrow key to train that up to the C. But you can see it's arching and making the letters go in a radial fashion. So you want to take that into a different location. So let's see here. Here's this part. And once it's locked in there, you have to go into the appearance panel. So if you don't have that open, just bring that part open. And here's the envelope that it's in. And see in the contents. Let's see if I've got it. I might just retype it in here. Let's see. Text tool. Creating. And select all that. So it does get a little tricky. Here's Arial. And just shrinking it down a little bit. Here's There's the arc. So again, when you go through this, just take a look at these selections. Here's the arch, and the arch keeps it so that it's straight. And you just have to take a look at the two just to see the difference. Click OK. Just place that right there. And with the option, just shift key it out a little bit and pencil it down in there. And then just doing the same piece, maybe. Let's see. Just take the text tool and CO. Just highlight this, just make sure this has no pieces to it. Place it right there. And then the last part would just be to take this graphic that you see here, and again, clicking with a point, I just have it full of red, so I'm just going to Shift X, zoom in a little bit, set a corner point, come down to here, stay on the Shift key with the piece there, and just arch this out. And that gives me that selection. Shift X, take the Reflect tool, try to click right on that path with the option, preview this, and copy it, see if that's the view you want. And you're just making this graphic right here. So hit the Shift key to select the both of them. Either use the Pathfinder to make a solid piece, and then to do it again with the Reflect tool while it's still selected, kind of estimate the distance in there, hit vertical, hit copy. I'm going to Shift key these and group those together. I'm going to click on the C and this graphic and take a look at the Align tool, try to get used to using that inside here. I'm just going to put Key Object, which will be the one of these two items, and click on the center. Maybe bump that up a bit and group that together, so now that's an item. The text is an item and the Duluth are two pieces, so I'm going to try to place those together. So with the inside text in this one, just center them and group that together, so now there's Duluth Trading and the company at the bottom with this graphic. And if I Shift key all these together, see if it'll let me grab them. I can just click on the center piece and everything comes centered just like that. Just double click this to change that to the red. Use the eyedrop tool. Maybe not that much. Just grab the item instead of the text. And let's see, that should be it. And then again, trying to take this into Photoshop once you get that selection. So here's the entire piece. Group that together, copy it, Command Tab, go into Photoshop and paste this in. Here's pixels, smart object paths and layers. You'll see as you get into that section. And Photoshop automatically has the selection there for you. So that gives you that color. Now keep in mind, if you want to change the color, I'm just going to duplicate a layer. You can double click on any color that you have. And if you hit Option Delete, it'll fill the entire page, but if you include the Shift key, it'll fill whatever's on that layer into that segment. And again, trying to build this part up as far as a image. I'm just going to go lighter blue, maybe too light. And you can use this as a color overlay as well on the style. So you have the bevel embossed piece on there. You can take the color overlay this way, choosing the colors from here, changing the opacity to it, so you can mix some green in there, that type of thing. So it's trying to give you a little bit of a selection. Here's just a drop shadow that's interactive on the image. Multiply lets it show through. Keep it in there. And at any time in the layers, you can just hide those effects right with the eyedrop right there. And then just zoom in this close at least. Go ahead and take and if this looks too close, too tight, You can always change the bevel and emboss just by bringing it here, looking on the screen, and seeing how that's coming out onto that section. And then just Command Shift 4. There's the crosshair. You have your image all highlighted there.